Marvel Legend fans? Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Marvel Legends X-Men Emma Frost, part of the new Chode Build-A-Figure wave. And yes, Chode. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea who Chode is. Am I saying that right? Because when I say Chode, to me, that means something completely different. So, clarify that for me. But in this wave, there were only a handful of figures that I really wanted, and Emma Frost was one of them. It's a new version of the character that, for me, fits very nicely in my growing Generation X sort of display. For the package, you can see that they're using their plastic-free packaging here, which means you just have a image of the figure. There's no window or anything that you can see anything, but you can perfectly see the figure, which I'm okay with. Come around to the side, you got a cool image of her. Now, her design is specifically the more modern, Astonishing X-Men look, but again, I think that this works for Generation X, especially considering that just a little bit ago, we got a brand new Banshee figure. In this wave, we're also getting Chamber and Monet, which is a big chunk of the Generation X. Come on to the other side here. You see Chode, you see all the other figures, including Marvel's Fang, Monet St. Croix, Starjammer Corsair, who is Cyclops and Havoc's father, spoiler alert, Kid Omega, and Chamber. Come around to the back, and you can see that Emma Frost here comes with the right leg for Chode. Again, I'm not going to be taking a look at that because I don't really have any kind of interest in that. It was just mostly these three figures with Emma, Chamber, and then Monet that I really wanted. I pointed to Corsair, that's not who I wanted. But for the packaging on her, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get her out here and see how cool she actually is. Alright, so here we have the new Emma Frost opened up and out of her packaging. And unfortunately, it's a very common trend right now that we are not getting a lot of accessories with Marvel Legend figures. And that's very disappointing. Ultimately, it is what it is. But at prices around $27, while you're seeing the prices increase, you are not seeing the value for the figure really remain on par. As prices go up, it seems like they're cutting back things so that the prices don't go up even higher. But not too terribly long ago, these figures were $25, and even before that, around $20. And you would just expect, if, the proportions of things were going up, what we had back then was, say, $25. If you increase the price, you keep everything equal, and it just seems like the price is going up and not the value for what you get. Now, that being said, this figure still looks fantastic. And just standing there, I give it a thumbs up. But the lack of accessories and the overall, I guess, design of the figure is a little bit unfortunate. Now, as you can see, she does come with, like I said, two pairs of hands. You get a fisted pair of hands, you just done up in this white plastic. But you also do get the very common psychic hands where they're just kind of like, woo! The overall look of the figure, like I said, is amazing. Coming in to take a closer look at the detail here. Let me get these hands down and out of the way. I mean, that is a absolutely spectacular head sculpt. The hair looks great. The makeup around the eyes, the mouth, all look really very good. And for an all-white figure, it looks solid. You have a little bit of this golden red down here for the belt. You have her belly showing. You got her shoulders and like the upper part of her chest area showing. Paint-wise looks decent, even though it is primarily a white figure. I mean, it is what it is. There's a couple issues that I definitely do have with it. Like head sculpt is great. You can even see she's got that little choker on there, which is great. The hair is a little bit softer, so you can definitely rotate her head around. So it doesn't really limit the articulation with the longer hair. The articulation, though, I don't get. You have a regular shoulder here. This is a harder plastic, and you can really not articulate her arms too terribly much. You can do it a little bit. You can see that you can bring it out a little. I mean, and then you can put it down. But going out, it's severely limited by the cape. Now, it is a slightly softer material, but I really do wish it was even softer still. That way you could kind of articulate her arms a little bit more. Now, granted, I guess, you know, people are probably just going to go like that for a pose, which I guess works. But it is kind of weird just how limited that is. You do have the diaphragm joint. Well, not even diaphragm. It's like an ab rotation right there, which is cool. And there's a little bit of a ratchet joint. You can actually detach this a little bit. You can see that on the back side here. It does peg in. And I think I've completely dislodged it. There's the peg right there. But putting that in there kind of holds it on her back. It's just definitely disappointing in terms of the articulation on it. The figure still looks great. And like I said, I'm going to stand her there just like that. And she's going to not stand. Something like that. No, see, that's the other part. She's got these heels, which causes problems. There are peg holes on the bottom, so if you have a display stand, you can kind of fix it. But and I'm going to have to do that because she just does not like standing there. But like ultimately, that's going to be her pose. She's just going to stand there. She's going to look great. I'm going to love it. But again, $27 for it. It's frustrating. Now for comparison, like I said, in terms of the overall look, I'm going with the Generation X sort of thing. So of course, we have Banshee, who these two were the co-headmasters of that new school that Xavier created. And one of the founding members, of course, was Jubilee. So there we have kind of the start of the new class, and I really like it. I mean, I'm definitely excited. Generation X did not last too terribly long, and it was towards the tail end of my collecting time, so I'm hitting my comic boxes over here. I probably have 20 or 30 comics or something. Probably not a ton, honestly, but it is a fun series and really did allow you to kind of get some new characters and establish them with some older ones. Like I said, I think that she looks fantastic. This cape is completely attached, though. You cannot remove it. It's hooked up here. I don't know if it's glued or what, but it's hooked up right here to her little corset thing right there. So you can't remove it, even though that you can detach it here in the back, which is definitely weird. And that does not like staying in that hole. So get in there. Articulation-wise, you can kind of see, like I was talking about with the head, the shoulders, you know, it is what it is. You have a single joint here for the elbow, and it also rotates. The wrists also do move forward and back. You can see you have that little waist, well, not even waist, it's like the abdomen area. There's a little bit of a ratchet joint there, too, and it gets a cool forward and back motion. The legs are the standard legs. You got forward and back, in and out. They rotate at the upper part of the thigh. They have two bends here at the knee. You can see it is that pinless joint, which is really cool. The ankles do move forward and back, and then they have the little hacky sack pose. So you definitely can get her. I keep messing with this, and because it keeps popping out of her back, and that's, I don't know why that does that so much. Get in there. Come on, get it in the hole. There we go. I mean, she's a great looking figure. Like I said, she really is. There's just some bits on her that I really do feel stop her from being a terrific figure. Number one, the way that the cape is designed. If it was a little bit softer, you could definitely kind of stretch out a little bit more. Ankles also create a giant problem in terms of just getting her to stand there. But the overall look of the figure is spectacular. I did talk about how she is meant to kind of, especially you can kind of see it with the belt. She is designed to fit how she looked in the Astonishing X-Men, which is a little bit newer, but I also think it works really well with Generation X, which is why I wanted to pick this one up. So, by comparison to other Emma Frost figures, I don't have any other ones, so I can't really do a comparison. Is she the best one? I don't know. She's the only one that I have. I think she looks good, but in terms of functionality, she definitely is less than what I would have hoped for, but will still serve her purpose. So, all that being said, if this version of Emma Frost is one that you would like to add to your collection, she is starting to hit various retail locations right now. So if you are looking for her, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, you can do the real simple thing and go online to places like Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, or even Entertainment Earth. For all of those places, I'll pull links right down there in the video description, where you can swing on by and check out availability on her, as well as the rest of the wide range of Marvel Legend figures. Also, as a special bonus for you guys, if you choose to go to Entertainment Earth via the link in my video description, in addition to being able to get free shipping on any order over a certain amount, you'll also be able to save an extra 10% off of any in-stock order that you place. That's a special deal that I worked out with the folks over at Entertainment Earth to help you save some money and help show your support for my channel. And finally, guys, please remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. And until next time, this has been Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and auf Wiedersehen.